Oh man, what's up, people? This your boy Sub. On the highway, riding back. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. The conference was on point. I met a lot of interesting, a lot of different business cards. Uh, I enjoyed myself thoroughly, man. I mean, the whole. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. One of the most important, or should I say, uh, I wouldn't say important, but one of the most powerful. Uh, I guess you call them lectures or whatever. One of was the guy Brian Leslie, man. Brian Leslie is a beast. Like Brian Leslie, you guys, I couldn't stream because it killed my phone. It's really weak. It weakens my phone to stream a lot, but so I kind of don't. I tend to not do that. But Brian Leslie is like very intelligent, an intellectual giant, and one of the biggest things I can respect.
Vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Y'all gonna hear that? Sorry. Anyway, one of the things I can respect is someone going for broke and risking it all, and the importance of that, and how a lot of times in life, especially as a black entrepreneur, you're gonna have to put your bid in for whatever you're trying to do, from basketball to that's not entrepreneurial, but what I'm saying is something from well, not just sports, but just in life, man. When you're trying to achieve something, or when you're trying to accomplish a goal, a lot of times, man, it's about risking it all and going for what you feel is important. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main things I respect about Ryan Leslie, I'm sorry, not Brian. Ryan Leslie is that he did that. He said he went to Harvard. He was on parole, whatever, academic probation 3 times, and his parents very upset because there's like, you at Harvard. His parents were missionaries for the Salvation Army, and his parents would get on to him, and so what he said was, he had a black professor who went to bat for him because they was about to kick him out the 3rd time he got on academic probation, and that black professor went in there and went to bat for him and saved him, and he wound up graduating on time. And when he graduated, they say that they allow you to make the speech for Harvard. It's not about being the have GPA or anything like that. It's about who writes the best speech. So he knew that as his parents were coming to his graduation, he wanted to impress them graduating from Harvard. So what he did was he wrote and poured his heart out into that speech, and it actually won him the right to be the speaker at his graduation. So his parents show up not knowing that he's going to be the speaker. He speaks at his own graduation, and he said it filled their eyes up with tears and stuff. They was real touched by it because they thought he just barely graduated. Thank you, Lordy, instead of magna cum laude, whatever. So long story short, he gets out of college and he's living in somebody's garage making beats, man. And he said at that time, because I soaked it up, I was into it. He said at that time, that was his most. That's when he knew that what he was doing was what his life was supposed to be about. He knew in his heart he wanted to be an artist and a producer. And even though he was sleeping on somebody's couch and living in a garage, I think, he knew that although he's broke and eating crackers for dinner, he knew that he wanted to. Now, this is a guy who's a Harvard graduate doing this. You can at least make 100,000 at most times. Just the fact that your degree got something on it, I'm sure but nonetheless, he graduated, slept in somebody's garage, and he had a chance meeting with Puff Daddy, and the rest is history. He wound up going out and doing what it is he wants to do. So, at that being said, he went on, he produced beats and stuff. But one of the things I want you guys to pay attention to in business, and what's starting to really become real to me in my life as I'm learning in business. One of the things I'm seeing, man, is if you find a need, if you see that there's a need for something and you service that need, not thinking about money, it's something like about the universe, the way I believe God set it up like that. Shoot me. But I believe that if you go with the attitude of servitude instead of how much money can I make, and who gonna look out for me, how much can I get out of it? If you just come into a business mindset with a passion to look out for people, God will bless that, man. I believe that. And that's why I'm revamping my class, because I'm trying to make it's about serving people. Because I've had people, and what's funny is you'll meet people and you'll talk to them and they'll be like, man, I know for a fact you know this costs $4,000 and $5,000, man. Why are you charging? He's like, your competitors are charging, you know, $3,000 and $4,000 for instructor-led courses. Why are you charging, you know, you finished making it into a little cheap subscription-based course? That's not, I mean, over a year you would make what they making with one student, and you've been training them for a year, because it's about making it. My attitude is this is about serving my community, because I'm going to gear most of my marketing to Black people, and this is about serving the community and providing an opportunity for the community and for people in my community to obtain jobs, income, wealth, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm focused on the aspect of, hey man, if I just raise the price to $2,000, or what if I just raise it to $1,000? You know, or what if I make it a 5-6 month course and you do payment plans or something? I could do that. And take to, you know, if you can't afford it, then just give me $500 a month or something. I could do that. But why would I do that? Because there are a lot of Black people out here that want the information, but they can't afford it. Some of my students that got jobs paid me through payment plans. They didn't have the money. And, you know, shout out to Mark. I remember Mark was my first student. Mark called me this. I want to thank you. You have changed my life. That moment, I knew what I was doing was good. I knew what I was doing was right, because up until that time, I had taken what if people don't get jobs and I'm out here telling them they can? I look like a fool, you know, and I can't guarantee a job because that's beyond my control. It just is. You know, I'm not in the boardroom or in the interview room with you when you're interviewing, so I don't know what's being said. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know your mannerisms. A lot of things I can't control, so I can't guarantee a job. I was scared, to be honest with you guys. What if it doesn't work? And then another part of me was like, really, I'm just doing this class to help people, but I'm gonna move on to something better. You know, like this is just something I'm doing to help because I want to help a few people. I can literally go back and get the video where I decided to start teaching IT. And I can get that video and show you guys where I said, you know what? It was like at the end of a video. That was crazy. I tell you what, reach out to me, I'll teach you. I'm thanking God for this opportunity to teach these people, and I'm not gonna charge a lot of money. This class ain't gonna be that big I got coming up. I don't care. It's about the people. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here like, if I want to, I could go and do interviews on other people's channels and try to get as many students. I'm busy right now. I got a lot of stuff going. I might try to do interviews. I'm not saying I won't, but if I just get 10 people in this class, so what? The class that just finished in January started with only about 15, 20 people anyway. And when it dwindled down, now the class dwindled down because people just, stopped. But what I'm saying is, they didn't stop, like class, they just said they didn't have time. A lot of them said they just, they didn't have time, or they just didn't understand it. It wasn't for them. And, I try to help people as much as possible. But at the end of the day, you can't help everybody. Some people gonna stop. Are gonna stop and discontinue doing it. I can't control that. But what I want to do, man, prayerfully, is just provide you guys with the greatest opportunity, or should I say the best opportunity that I can for you guys. You know what I'm saying? With this job. I mean, not with this job, with this training that I'm offering, this course. And I'm going to start offering other
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Okay. Let me turn that down. Damn. But I just want you guys to take this opportunity, man. You know, go after your dreams, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm getting from these 2 conferences I just went to, is just going after your dreams. I just listened to Brandon Carter. He did a video, and in his video, he was talking about his Bro Labs supplements that he started on his YouTube channel. He said the reason he started his YouTube channel was really to sell his supplements. He was doing online teaching online as a trainer, and he decided to sell his own products. He started with a pre-workout, or did he? I forgot what he started with. Anyway, he said it grew to make 7 figures, and he was able to help a lot of people achieve their goals and stuff like that. You know, at the end of the day, making money's fine, but and I never thought I would get to this point, because I'm about money. Like, I love making money. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know that about the beginning of every video I do. And just for you guys, I've had a few people say this, so I'm going to clear this up. The intro to my videos is not me glorifying drug dealers, okay? Okay? Like, clearly, I don't think that selling drugs is good for the community, all right? The whole reason I put that clip in my videos is to outline the love of the hustle, which is quite frankly, how I feel when I'm doing business. That's how I feel. I love it. I love the hustle. I do. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you can. You know what I'm saying? And I got other eggs in those baskets as well. I don't have all my eggs in one basket, but I've done that before. I remember I had a comedy club, and I know guys think that's probably people, oh, that's a dumb idea. Yeah, well, hey, shoot me. I had a comedy club. I had took my last little bit of money, man, and went put down on the comedy club. And it wasn't a comedy club, I turned it into one. I had to, market and build the stage, and kind of changed around the chairs, and did a lot of stuff. It was a lot, because formerly it used to be a Chinese buffet. So I got rid of all that and changed it around, right? In doing this, I marketed and took all my money. I gave it all I had, man. I mean, I was in the streets 24/7, 7 days a week, literally. I would wake up in the morning on a Monday morning. Now, we were only open Thursday through Sunday. I would wake up on a Monday morning, I'd go to the gym, and then I would go downtown by lunch, try to catch people going to lunch, and hand out flyers for my comedy club. I would do this every day. I would ride all around the city to different places, catching people walking out of their jobs and just giving them flyers, putting them on their cars. I hustled. That's what I did. Then I would go to the comedy club and make sure it's clean, because it was mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there every day, sweeping, mopping, making sure it smelled like Clorox, making sure that the kitchen was spotless. My club, you know what I'm saying? But didn't work. You know what I'm saying? The people didn't support it. And then as soon as I went out of business, I had a partner, and I left the comedy club because me and him kept getting into it, and it wasn't working. I started realizing this is not going to work. They're not supporting it. And he kept bitching about how much money he was putting out, because I had ran out of money. So I left. I said, look, man, you can buy me out. About 3 weeks later, he shut the doors. He didn't buy me out. He just told me he would, but he didn't. I didn't care. Nonetheless, that was my baby, and I gave it all I had, and I didn't have no more money after that. I was broke. I was completely broke, and I had to climb myself out the hole financially, broke with no job, couldn't pay the tickets, and I was messed up, man. And that's when I discovered IT. That's why I ain't gonna say discovered. I knew about it the whole time, but that's when I started getting into IT, trying to get a job, because I had a degree in business administration, information science. Never used it. And this was the time where it just, I guess the stars aligned right, and I was able to get into somewhere where I was able to learn. And, but now I didn't, things are a lot easier now than they were back then. I didn't have what these people have now. Like, you guys have people, but the thing is, I'm gonna tell you, when you're trying to get into IT, a lot of stuff is, a lot of instructor-led stuff is hard to find. You can't find instructor-led stuff, man. I ain't gonna say it's hard to find. It's expensive when you gonna get somebody to sit there with you, and that's what made it hard for me. I couldn't pay $5,000, $6,000. I couldn't pay. The cheapest I see right now is $3,000. maybe I say about 2,500 to get the training that I'm doing, that I'm giving. You know what I'm saying? And any training that for jobs that pay 6 figures is gonna be that much. It's gonna cost that much, literally. So enough about that, man. I ain't want to talk about that because I know you guys like, dang, he just talking about his course. You probably didn't, come on here for that. If anybody's on here at all, because I'm not looking at the phone. But one thing I want to talk about, man, also, like when we go to these conferences, I think it's mostly women, man. And it's like, not only is it mostly women, but and I said this in another video, a lot of women doing it's the same thing everywhere I go. Women are looking out for other women. They are, and I think in the near future, I believe women will surpass black men economically, and they will out earn us because there are a lot of resources. If you're a black woman, if you're a black woman and you don't make it, you just trifling. Like, it's just so much stuff that's out there for a black woman. And I'm gonna tell you guys something interesting I find out as well. There's a lot of stuff for knuckleheads too. There are a lot of different programs for people that done fucked up, which is good. I'm not knocking it, but those are the people that we invest in our community more than our best and brightest. We don't invest in the people that did everything right, did what they were supposed to do, did what the teacher told them, did what their parents told them, didn't go out and do the things that, they were told not to do. And I think what happens and what makes me kind of actually discouraged somewhat is those are the people that don't get invested in our community. The people that get the money behind them are the people that have, have something, either a woman or somebody that's, dare I say, a Pookie and Ray Ray. You a Pookie and Ray Ray, you got felons in your background, you got something bad that didn't happen. It's all types of programs for people coming out of jail. I see that. But for black boys, just specifically for black boys, period, it's not that many programs. It's not. And I think I blame us as men because I'm not gonna blame women. I blame us as men. Women are doing what they're supposed to do. Think about it, guys, if you listen to it. If you a woman, how would you feel? You would look out for you would feel like, okay, I need to look out for women because you're a woman. You don't give it any thought. You don't think twice about it. I think where we lose focus a lot of times as black men is we get so mad at black women for doing what they would always do. Like, I talk about Black Girls Rock, and I think Black Girls Rock is bad. I think it's bad in the sense that it encourages. If you're going to be black entertainment television, you need to be focused on black boys as well, actually more so than black women. Because black boys, but there are no programs like that. There's nothing like that. In fact, I saw last year, now this is how I know it's something going on. I saw last year, Black Enterprise, they did a Black Men Excel thing at the golf course, right? Down in Florida. And it was their golf retreat thing or whatever. Well, first it was way less speakers. You had a few key celebrities that came in, but they're not doing it this year. And I think that's because they lost money. Because people don't show up. Black men, we don't show up. We don't do stuff like that. We need to, man. It's a lot of us as black men that are out here that are doing well for ourselves, that's doing businesses, that run different things. We need to have a community mindset. We need to look at, okay, the mom didn't give you the coochie in high school. Okay, fine. That doesn't mean that the children that may or may not have fathers in their lives should be neglected. If I can help them, if at all possible, I will. I think we should invest in our youth, man, especially black boys. Especially black boys. My parents got divorced. My dad was around. Thank God he was able to influence me. I had my older brother. Not everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's mom is like some, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we need to, and if you got, I'm gonna put it like this, guys. If you're not a businessman, hear me out. If you're not a businessman, if you're not financially where you feel like you need to be, and you feel like, man, what do I have to offer any kid? I can't teach them nothing as far as financial or whatever. Man, sometimes kids just want to see you pick them up. Like, a lot of times, man, if you just go volunteer with the organization, Big Brother organization, go out and help kids, man. Go out and invest in your community. You know what I'm saying? Go out and do what I think we should be doing, which is investing in one another. I think that's honorable, and I think it's plausible. I think we can do it, and I think it should be done. It's something that's good. You know what I'm saying? Black women, I mean, that's what they do. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I would go to these lectures at this damn conference, and some black woman would stand up. I'm like, damn, is every woman in here working with young girls? Because one guy said that. Like, Davis, you know, he kind of joked about it. He's like, man, it's a lot of y'all, you know, he's saying, man, that's good, sisters. But I'm thinking to myself, damn, what are brothers at that do that? You know what I'm saying? This is the second time in a week I've been somewhere and seen that. And I mean, I'm not saying authoritative. There are no programs for black boys. Of course, there's something. I'm not gonna say that. But a lot of them are centered around sports. So you know, which in turn I think is not good. I think when you center stuff around sports, I know people. I got into a debate with my homeboy last week. He was like, well, man, most kids ain't really worried about sport. I'm like, you out your damn mind. Don't tell me that it ain't a couple of 100,000 black kids right now playing basketball right now that don't want to be the next Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe. Don't tell me that it's not crossing their minds that they can play on that level. They didn't watch the NBA draft last night and feel like for themselves, you know what? I can make it. And I'm going to give it all I got. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to do this. I'm sure, because I did it for years. I sat there. Now I wound up becoming a database developer. I did okay for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing okay for myself. But at the end of the day, that's not the norm. Most of these kids that wind up going, I'm going to tell you what happens. I played JUCO. I played in Tuskegee. I'm going to tell you what happens. These kids come to these community colleges. They try to make it to the D1 school if they don't, because first of all, a lot of these kids when they're in high school, they focus on basketball. They take that very serious. You go to any basketball game and watch them kids, they take basketball very serious. They don't take their academics as serious. A lot of times they don't. And I think that we suffer from that. Don't tell me that there aren't millions. The average kid that plays football and basketball does not invest hours and hours and hours. I'm going to tell you what I invested in every day. Every day, Monday through Friday, I did not feel right if I didn't at least put 2 or 3 hours in the gym a day after school. Minimum. Basketball and lifting weights. If I didn't do something every day, I'm going to go get a basketball, go in my backyard, and I'm going to do some drills. I'm going to work on my left hand. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that every day. And if I went a week without touching a basketball, I felt like I was slipping. Now, what if I had done that with academics? I could have went to Harvard. I could have went to Yale. Dare I say, I think the reason, now this is just my personal opinion, I think the reason that a lot of us as black kids and black people are not being allowed in the, I ain't gonna say allowed, but accepted to these HBCUs, a lot of us as black kids aren't being accepted into these Ivy League schools. I think that stems from a lack of value in our culture for education. I think in our culture, we value sports. Because I tell you, I guarantee you, rarely will you hear a father, and I hate to say this is going to be the truth, though, rarely will you hear a father brag more than he will for his son who plays a sport and is killing. I've been in the barbershop with dads, and they talking about how, yeah, my son hit 35. Yeah, man, you know, he did this. My son ran for 4 touchdowns. My son this. I know it. Proud. Yeah, he kind of proud if his son is a academic always. Ain't nobody gonna stand up and give you no glory. There is no glory to be had in getting your work, man. At first, there isn't. There is no glory. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna walk around with everybody kissing your ass. You know what I'm saying? I know people to this day that live in Montgomery that people still kiss their ass because of what they did in 1995. I'm telling you, gospel. People that walk around Montgomery with their nose in the air, feeling like they're superior, especially basketball players, because they straight up assholes anyway. I don't like, even though I played ball, basketball players are by far the biggest assholes you'll ever meet. I don't know what it is about football players. They're the coolest, most down-to-earth dudes. I think it's because it's more of a team sport. But basketball, you catch a nigga that can hit 15 points, Oh, he walk around that bitch like he the truth. Like you don't know who I am. I'm so and so, nigga. I hit 15 a game. I hit 20 a game. Them niggas, I couldn't stand the niggas I played with. Most of them. And in college too. And every nigga think he finna make it pro. Every one of them. You know what I'm saying? I saw this as a black man, playing sports. Football, not so much. Football players are some of the most down-to-earth guys, because if somebody don't block for your ass, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to run a touchdown and catch a touchdown. Nigga don't block for your ass. You toe up out the frame. And a lot of times those guys are big, muscular guys, and they tend to be more down-to-earth because they sizable and, people, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? They're just different, man. You know what I'm saying? Whereas guys that are bigger, basketball players, just a-holes. And the point I'm trying to make is, I can count the times I've seen a black father bragging on his son being an academic genius. I'm just sorry. That's a shame. That is a shame. When a child that is a genius, because let me tell you something about a genius. You guys remember Steve Urkel? The show Family Matters, my favorite all-time sitcom television show. I sit there and watch that show for days on end and be happy and content. I love that show. I love Steve Urkel. I think Steve Urkel, if a girl was intelligent, if that was my daughter, I would have told her to fuck with Steve Urkel hard. Any nigga that can invent a damn teleportation machine and a damn personality thing. What else he did? He invented a damn robot that had his own intelligence. He invented a damn, what else did he do? His ass invented a damn machine that cloned himself, and that's how Stefan became, like, damn, Steve Urkel's a billionaire waiting to happen. And if anybody, he's the damn modern day Tony Stark. That's what he was that damn smart. Like, generationally smart. And I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I don't know about dudes that was that damn smart to be able to invent a teleportation machine, but I went to school with dudes like that. They didn't get the glory. Guess who got the glory? The point guard, the quarterback, the wide receiver, the starting power forward, All-American, ranked in the top 100. You know what I'm saying? Those are the guys who the girls liked. Those are the guys who, they didn't like the guy who sat up front in the class, answered all the damn questions. Why? Because it's boring. And you can't see the future. And black girls a lot of times aren't taught to have foresight to know when somebody's heading somewhere in the future. And we need a culture shift. We need a paradigm shift in our culture. I think we need to start valuing our geniuses, man. We need to invest in our geniuses. Black people don't do that. And you know what happens? I'm going to tell you what happens. They get siphoned out. They get sucked into Lockheed Martin. They get sucked into Procter & Gamble. They get sucked into all these white organizations and make these people millions of dollars. How do I know? I was just at the conference. A lot of people are vice presidents. The people, let me tell you something. If you up like way up one of the high up corporate execs for FedEx or Delta or Nationwide, or that means you are a beast. Like, what's that lady? The black lady, that's the CEO of Xerox, right? That lady started, I think she started in the mailroom or something. She went to college, started in the mailroom, worked hard, worked her way all the way up that damn company. Now she runs the company. Like, I'm sitting like, this is somebody we need in our community running a business with a black first mindset. But the infrastructure's not there. Why? Because we got more infrastructure centered around athletes than every hotel, like the hotel I'm at. I saw some guy, he had some AAU kids there. They working with him. They on the elevator. I was talking to him and stuff. I'm sitting like, people, black folks know in the summer and in the spring, we'll hop our ass in the damn vans and be up and down this road chasing these kids trying to make it to the NBA. I don't mind. If my son wants to play ball, he can play ball. But you better believe I'm putting my foot up his ass about his academics. Because I'm gonna tell him, son, if whatever you want to do, even if I'm running a business, if you want to if I want him to get accepted, I want him to have all the options in the world. I'd rather my son get a full ride scholarship to Dartmouth than sign D1 playing basketball somewhere. That's real. I'd rather my son, I would be more excited about a son who I raise, who gets an Ivy League scholarship at Cornell or Yale or some Princeton or Brown than I would if my son went and signed Division I with some basketball team somewhere. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, these statistical chances of him getting to basketball, the coach allowing him to take the shots he needs to take to explode, to display his talents. And then, because the guy, the number 2 pick guy, right? John Morant. John Morant he made a smart decision. You know what he did? He went to Murray State, and they allowed him to showcase his talents. John Morant had him went to North Carolina somewhere, or Duke, who knows what would have happened. But last night he was the number 2 pick. Most of those guys in that second round ain't going to even make the damn team. They're going to wind up overseas. Only guys that pretty much got a guaranteed contract are the first rounders. And a lot of those guys will ride the bench. Most of them. And they'll be out the league in 3 or 4 years. Right? So that's the thing. You only got maybe 8 of those guys that's really going to make a name for themselves to be able to get a decent north of, 8-figure contract. Most of them going to be making 3, 4, 5, 6 million. That's it. Most of them. I'm just being real. I'm not hating on that. That's a good thing to do. But I'd rather my son go get into medical school at Harvard. I'm sorry. Because his chances of success are way higher statistically being a Harvard grad from medical school than they are playing in the NBA. And the chances of him at 50 years old being still wealthy, because still certain principles in it, are way higher. They just are. You know what I'm saying? And I think we as a people need to value education. And I'm not the guy that, look, I read the Robert Kiyosaki books. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Robert Kiyosaki tells you, education this, education that. I went through that phase. But I'm going to tell you something. It's better to have options than not. I don't care what nobody say. So you can go to school, not have options, get out, wind up having to go to the damn military or something, which ain't a bad thing. Or you can go to school, get your grades, do what you're supposed to do, and be able to get out and become a upstanding member of society, earning a nice salary, earning some money. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you're supposed to do. And then, if you're disciplined with your money, and if you did some sort of research about your career so that you can know that you have a high percentage chance of making north of 200,000, 150, 120, like that's what we don't do as black people. We go to school. See, because let me tell you something. If you put 30 minutes a night, and I talk about this in all my videos, if you're putting 30 minutes a night in your homework as a kid, what's going to happen is you're not going to be good at math. And if you put 30 minutes in a night and yet you're graduating in the middle of the pack, or you're graduating even near the top of your class, you're fooling yourself. That's what you're doing. You're fooling yourself, because what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to be fooled, and I guess the word's cajoled. I have to look it up. Hey, whatever. But you being basically typecasted into a situation where when you go to college, first of all, you're probably not gonna do too well in the ACT. But if you somehow manage to make a 20 on the ACT, you'll be able to get in college, but you're not gonna get a full ride, and that's gonna set you up to wind up getting into debt, and you're not gonna be able to get ahead in life. You get what I'm saying? So I want you guys to take this opportunity as black people and as my people to first of all value education. Second of all, as black men, we need to start investing in our kids, our youth, our young men more. Like I said earlier, because I'm about to end the video, like I said earlier, you guys need to invest in going and joining an organization, Big Brothers, man. Go find a little young black kid somewhere. Let me tell you something. I made this story a while ago. I had a friend of mine. She went to Big Brothers and requested a black man. They said they don't have but like 2 or 3. That's it. 2 or 3. They said they mentoring 2 kids a piece. They can't really deal. We can send you somebody, but they're probably not gonna be black. In Birmingham, a city that makes the national census for being one of the most densely populated black areas in the country. What does that tell you? That data tells you black men ain't volunteering. There's a lot of educated brothers in Birmingham that aren't. And you know what? I'm not going to beat them up because they probably don't even think like that. We don't think to join organizations like that to help our youth, to help our kids. That's not important. That's why I like the guy Cave of Abdullah, 313, I forget his name. But the brother out of Detroit that teaches martial arts and discipline with a Christian mindset. You know what I'm saying? Good brother. I love his channel. I love what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He had a viral video of him with a clock trying to teach his son to get ready for school in like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That guy. I think it's his channel's Cave like CAVE 313. Try that or try just say Cave of Abdullah. ABDULLUM. I think that Abdullah. I think that might get it. Cave of Abdullah. Anyway, brother with the beard, with the glasses, he lives in Detroit. He trains. I love stuff like that. And I want him to take that thing national. Because we need stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he works with fathers and stuff. And a lot of people are making videos about this, and I do admire this. I do love this. Last night, what you saw at the NBA when RJ Barrett was crying and hugging on his dad looked at him. He was talking to me. He's like, "I'm proud of you, son." That touched me. I didn't even, because I don't watch the draft. I don't give a damn. But when I saw that, I went and looked it up. I was like, damn, man. Yo, I was happy for him. Even if that boy break his leg, don't play no more. They made millions. Now, if they smart, they set that money up, they straight. But if not, it doesn't make a difference. His dad, he wanted to go, and his dad was there working with him. I cannot stress enough how important it is to be a father. Now, I know O'Shea made a video saying why you should never be stepfathers based on Zion, whatever his name, the number one pick, the guy Zion, whatever his name. But the thing is this, man, like Zion Williamson. And it's funny, I'm traveling through South Carolina right now. Anyway, let me say this. I don't care, man. At the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something. I'm going to go look and watch O'Shea's video. Unless something happens, because he probably stood up and said something disrespectful to the stepfather. Or not disrespectful. Probably didn't honor the stepfathers for being there. You know, he didn't honor the guy. He didn't respect him. He probably just said, yeah, I want to thank my mama. Like the stepfather didn't pay bills and put a roof over your head. But that's on the mom. That's between him. That's not between him. He's a kid. It's really between the mom and that stepfather. Because ain't no way in hell he gonna get his ass up there and I done help raise him and put food on his clothes and food on his back. I mean, clothes on his back, food on the table, and a roof over his head. And he don't say thank you to me for working. Especially from what I hear, the stepdad been involved in his basketball, was taking him around when he was playing AAU, helping him out, buying him shoes, doing stuff with him, working with him in the gym. Look, that you got to show him some, excuse my French, you got to show him some respect. So, I mean, that's one thing. But I do think that being a stepfather has its place. If, now, hear me out. So I know it's a lot of people that hate that idea. No, you're going to reward her for being a thought. Like, no, I'm not rewarding her for being a thought. What I'm saying is, being a stepfather has its value because I believe that a child is like an arrow that you can aim in a certain direction. Doesn't mean they'll hit the target. But children are like arrows, what you influence them with. If you take a child, if I took my son to this conference and got him around, like I sat up and talked to a guy that's doing $100 million deals, man. Like this dude is way up there, black dude out of DC. His name, I streamed this video yesterday. Hold on, let me say what his name is. I got the card right here, let's see. Charles Evers. Evers Charles out of he lives in DC. They probably sat up there and talked about his first flip. He talked about how he went and got his first commercial property. He got into hotels. Then he jumped from the hotel into he bought a property in downtown Atlanta, right by the underground. He bought the Marriott right there. Rehabbed, got the city, worked with the mayor at the time, Kasim Reed, to clean up got a lot of those homeless people from down there, helped lower the crime rate, sold that property, made some money.
Watch out, pothole on road ahead.
Dropped that money from that property into a mega hotel in DC in '08 that the guy had just built it like a year prior, and then he had to go bankrupt, I guess, because of the recession. And he bought that property, and he made the point. Go listen to that video. Go watch that video. And that dude was kicking some heat. Like, if you ain't watched that, and you know what's funny? The videos where people was dropping some real game, I ain't getting no views on it. I'm not tripping about it. But those are the videos people don't want to watch. But them folks really kicking some real game. That brother he's called a real estate mogul at BE Forward or whatever. That's what I put on there. Go watch that, man. This dude, I was like, damn. So I went up to him and talked to him, got his card. Really, I want to talk to this dude like, man, can I call you from time to time just to learn? Of course, I don't just walk into that, right? He don't know me from a house, from a can of paint. So why would he do that, right? But that long story short, if you take a little 12-year-old kid to a conference like that, my son's not 12, but if you do, let's say he gets 12 and I take him and he meets those people. Every year I'm taking him to the NAB hood. That's really what I want to go to next. I'm gonna look into it. I might go to NAB hood next because that he encouraged me like a mother. I was like, damn, I want to go. NAB hood is the National Association of Black Hotel Owners, whatever. It's a conference that they do every year down in Miami, and it's a beast. Like it's a monster, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, one of them. But it's a hell of a conference, man. You go in there, and it's just a bunch of black people talking about how to get in the hotels, and it's a bunch of people that set up their vendors that will help you fund a damn hotel. I actually met a guy from Choice Hotels one time that he was at the Black Enterprise Conference. But he told me about a program saying, oh, man, just because you black, we can actually fund you a certain amount. I think he told me like, it was like they'll help you with the down payment assistance. Now he had some type of program. If you don't, go look into it. But they actually do down payment assistance once you pick the area. All you gotta do is just pick the area for the hotel. You gotta understand how to do that. That's why you go to conferences like NAB Hood, right? That's why you do that. But anyway, long story short, if my son or if anybody, any kid, or if I was a big brother, if I was volunteering in the Big Brother program, right, and I took a black kid to that program, to that, this shit happened. Damn. My bad, I almost got ran off the road. Anyway, if I took that kid to that conference and he see these dudes talking about, yeah, man, I remember, because the guy made a real good point. He was like, I used to be scared of these big numbers, and I used to be sitting there, at the NAB Hood conference, listening to guys talking about 100 million, 200 million, and I would be scared. But those are just numbers. It's just zeros. I was like, shit, this is the type of talk I like. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to do. Shit, I think right there. That's how I look at it. Shoot, I need to get around people that think like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking about going to that conference. But he said that, and I'm thinking a kid see something like, you ain't gonna hear too many drug dealers talk like that, talking that kind of money. Not no $200 million. Now, I hate to hear people try to make the case that drug dealers make that kind of money. Some of them do, but it's rare. And for every nigga you got 150 niggas in jail for that one guy that made that money. And he probably got a good shot of going to jail or getting killed. And for every nigga you got that ain't locked up or dead, that nigga ain't making but about 50,000. You got about another 200 that's selling drugs, making 50, 60, 70,000. Happy to make $1,500 a week selling dope. I'm just being nickel and diamond. So to me, but the reason that drug dealers win, the reason that drug dealers get a lot of publicity in our community isn't just that Jews fund rap music, is that it's a quick way out. In 10 days, you can go from 0 to 60. Education, it takes you maybe 27, 28, 20 to 30 sometimes to see the fruits of your labor. So the average kid gonna be like,
watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
The average kid's gonna be like, well, damn. I mean, why would I do that? I mean, shoot. I mean, I could, in 2 weeks I can have some Jordans. I can help mama pay the light bill. That's why drug dealers win, man. You know what I'm saying? But what if he goes to these conferences? Because you had black kids, there's a couple of them that was there that was talking about this little black girl that does candles. Super business girl, the girl out of Detroit, little black girl. I think I streamed her up. I streamed her on here yesterday. Go watch those videos, man. Those streaming videos. I try to include you guys as much as possible, but she made some good points. And I'm just like, damn, this girl up here making money. I think she's been on Shark Tank. She's been on a couple of companies. She working with a lot of celebrities, different stuff. use the cuteness. You know what I'm saying? If you got a kid doing something right now, use the cuteness on them. Let them, use that. But I think we as black men, we can take kids to conferences. You can take them to take them around positive events, or just get them around your friends. If you got some friends that's earning good money, that are doing good things for themselves, children soak that up. I remember, let me tell you why I'm up here right now in this car. I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. I'm gonna get off. The reason I'm in this car right now talking about this stuff I'm talking about is because of my brother. Straight up. My brother, when he got out the Marines, had a profound effect on my life. Because my brother was the first person I saw. Now, my dad was a hustler, and I saw some things with my dad that he modeled. But at the time, my parents had gotten divorced. My brother got out the Marines. I was a little kid. And my parents at the time, it was kind of arguing, so it was kind of a tumultuous time in my life. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I noticed when he got out of Marines, I felt every time he came around, I felt empowered. Just being around him. And he has a larger than life personality. He speaks to everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's the reason I'm a conservative. He's the reason I am into black business like I am. He's the reason I do real estate, because he tried to do real estate years and years ago. He was trying to do it in the 80s. He bought a house, and it was like a boarding house. Yeah, when he was a college, he wasn't even out of college yet, getting into real estate. He was, and he gave me, I would always go through his entrepreneur magazines when he wasn't around. He kept, and see, that's the thing, he had all of them. Like, he got out of the Marines when he moved home and had, he had a subscription for 3 years. So I sat there and soaked up all them entrepreneurs, all the Black Enterprise magazine books. I was into those books, soaking up everything they had to say in those books. I was in them. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't like that before him. I can remember I was a little kid, but still, I think I was in third grade, fourth grade when he got out. But still, I remember him. I was like, dang, man, this. And he would sit there and talk to me. He would tell me stuff like, hey, man, when you get older, man, you need to do this, you need to do that. When you get older, this is the type of woman you need to date, man. You stay away from women like this. There's a lot of stuff he used to tell me, man. When I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? He was in the ministry. He was telling me about the Lord. He had a lot of influence on my life. But guess what? My brother, when he got out, we stayed in the Duke. Well, what happened, my sister, I ain't gonna tell you my whole life story. My sister married out of high school. My parents got mad because they didn't want her to get married at such a young age. They fell out, but my sister's an anesthesiologist, so obviously she did okay for herself. But my sister got out, she left, and her husband, he actually got killed. He got killed, car had messed up. He got hit by a truck. Somebody could have been a racist trucker or whatever, just hit him and killed him. Anyway, her in-law family basically leased or rented their property to us, and it was a duplex, but the guy allowed us to stay there, and my sister stayed there when her husband got killed. Well, she moved to Atlanta back in '87. My brother, who at the time was staying with us because he had just got Marines, moved on that side of the house. And for years, he had his own duplex. So it would be, I might see him 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I see him for a lot, but then he got married and moved to Atlanta himself and became a stockbroker first. He was a stockbroker. But he moved to Atlanta. And this was when he graduated from Alabama State. This was years ago. You see what I'm saying? This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, black people, you would be amazed the amount of influence that somebody can have on you by just, as you know, you won't think about till you get older. We used to sit and listen to Rush Limbaugh every day. When I moved to Atlanta, we had our mobile car wash. We was the first mobile car wash in the city of Atlanta back in 92, 93, actually summer 93. He started it. I moved to Atlanta in 94, 95. He had been doing it for almost two and a half, 3 years almost. And I jumped in with him and started helping him. And I remember people used to pull up alongside of us and stare like, I've never seen that before. Man, this is creative. Not everybody do it, right? But he told me We used to sit and listen to stuff because we'd be riding around in the van. He had a radio on, and then he would stop when we would do cars, and we turn the generator off. The radio would be going. I'd be listening, and I would listen to Rush Limbaugh. I'm like, damn, they say this dude racist because I grew up hearing he was racist. Then I listened. I'm like, he making good points. Now I'm a conservative. Especially, I'm a conservative. It got nothing to do with Rush. I don't even listen to Rush Limbaugh, and I disagree with him on certain things now. But I was impressionable. So being a stepfather isn't a bad thing if, number one, you are respected as a stepfather. And that's on that woman. If that woman and that child treat you with respect because you paying the bills and you coming in that house, taking on responsibilities and doing what you're supposed to do, and that woman, like, you will respect him as your father, just like you respect me as your mother, while you living up under this roof, I ain't got no problems with it. It's only when that child doesn't respect you that being a stepfather is a problem. So I done went all over the place. I'm just talking, man. I still am passing through Spartansburg right now. So anyway, y'all be good, man. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for participating.
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
I don't know what the hell going on. Anyway, thank y'all for participating. Be blessed, and I'll see y'all.